Hi and welcome to the Zone.
We're back again.
This is the Fantasy Football Zone, your home
for everything fantasy football.
Hi, and welcome to the Zone. This is the Fantasy Football Zone, your home for everything fantasy football. Ideal guy, welcome to the show.
Thank you, bro. I'm glad to be here once again. Of course, it's a Friday show, and yeah, looking forward.
Yeah, then today being a Friday, actually kickoff. We have kickoff today in just a few hours or maybe few minutes.
Yeah,
Arsenal
minutes,
facing
about
off
1 hour
against who? Aston Villa as the early kickoff. We'll touch on that right in a few minutes. But yeah, game week 9 is upon us. How do you feel about the game week?
Well, not too confident. I've made a few blunders in the last few minutes, in the last few hours. Blunders, big ones that, of course, we're going to talk about in the course of the show. But goodness, I can't believe myself right now. I can't hear you, bro. Okay, I mean, you lost you a bit there, but yeah, got a bit of blunders, of course, as a result of overthinking and waiting too long. So, of course, as I just hope that won't really affect me in this game week. Yeah.
I don't know if you can hear me now better.
Yep.
Okay. I was saying, I think the game week has to play out for you to then rule it out successfully as a blunder. But well, I guess let's wait and see what it is that you're actually calling a blunder. Let me not preempt, right?
Yep.
All right, so game week 9 is upon us. We can just dive right into the fixtures and see what game week 9 is serving up. It's a very difficult game week. I think even from an FPL point of view, it is one of those where we're really struggling to see where the points are really supposed to come from.
Yeah, looks like a differential kind of week, though.
Yeah, there you go. That is the early kickoff. The late early kickoff, late because it's late in the night, but early because it's the first game of game week 9 on Friday. Today, Arsenal facing off against Aston Villa. What do you think? Arsenal guys are talking about this game I think there seems to be some sense of apathy that has crept up back in the Arsenal camp. And fans are not too confident that they can bring this in the bag. What do you think?
To be honest, I think, of course, the performances that came against Norwich and Burnley and Tottenham, of course, tried to convince us that, especially the Tottenham game, was a very good game. Of course, free-flowing football that we saw from Arsenal. Ever since then, of course, the 0-0 draw at Brighton, and then, of course, the 2-2 just on Monday. I think that, of course, and just the manner with which the performances were actually played out, really not too convincing. Villa, on the other hand, as well, a very strong team. You saw what they did to us last season. They just took us by surprise and by a storm. In the first minutes, they really just came onto the game. So, I mean,
No,
I'm not really too
but
confident.
Villa are having a difficult season as well. They're not flying high as they were last season.
How they're
Remember,
playing
Villa were
really well.
leading. Remember they were leading 2-0 up in game week
Yeah, at
8
Wolves.
against
Yeah, at
Wolves, and
Wolves.
they lost that game 3-2. So they are not
Yeah,
necessarily the white horse in this scenario. They also have their own demons they're trying to chase away. So even
yeah,
even as they come into this match, I wouldn't necessarily say they are overconfident in their
yeah.
capabilities, because of
Hmm.
course they've had some serious reasons to look at themselves and ask themselves some serious questions. Elmer right there is saying we already know the scoreline. Please tell us the scoreline, Mr. Elmer. I'm dying to hear. But yeah, that's the early kickoff, and let's
Yeah,
wait and see how it plays out.
that's right.
And we also wait for Mr. Elmer's prediction in terms of
Prediction.
the scoreline.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at the games on Saturday then. Saturday we'll be having, waiting for it to come on the screen. Anytime now. There you go. Saturday we'll be
What a
having 6 matches.
yeah.
And the first one actually has a lot of talking points from an FPL point of view.
Yeah, a
Chelsea
lot.
versus Norwich City.
Uh-huh.
Everyone was billing this to be a Lukaku masterclass kind of game.
Hat trick of 4 at least, a Patson Daka kind of thing.
And lo and behold, the gods of football had another thing coming. Lukaku
Goodness.
picked up an injury, and now there's talk of who's going to play. Is it Kai Havertz falls 9 and whatnot? But yeah, a very interesting game. We're all
Very
expecting
interesting.
Chelsea to win this game, of course. But
Mhm,
I guess we're just waiting to see how they will win the game, right?
mhm, mhm, mhm. It's a,
I
it's a
don't know.
very
Do you have
interesting
anything to
game.
add with regards to Chelsea?
No, a very interesting game. Right now, I'm not too confident they'll score. I don't know. I don't think they'll score very many goals, though they did so in the Champions League as well. Of course, and Lukaku wasn't the score sheet at the end of the day, so
Yeah, against
probably
Malmo.
yeah
But
against
then
Malmo. So
Lukaku's form is really worrying at this point in time. He was supposed
I mean,
to change this team in terms of goal scoring, but then he's not finding the back of the net.
yeah, but again, he's improved the game in terms of going forward. Of course, the hold-up play and everything. Of course, putting the other forwards into play. So, of course, that has come in handy. But of course, Norwich is struggling. But again, if you see defensively, they're not doing too bad in terms of the number of goals they're conceding. So,
No, actually, in the
okay,
last 3 games, Norwich have been quite steady in the
yeah,
defense. I think
yeah,
conceding only 1 goal or something like that.
yeah. Actually, it's only one goal in the last 3. Yeah.
Yeah, so okay, let's wait and see how that plays out. Then we have, of course, the second game, which is going to be
Look at Elmer.
3-1. I guess that means 3 Arsenal, because 3 is the
That's,
first scoreline. Arsenal are home. We have Crystal Palace facing
ah,
off against
the
Newcastle
billionaires
United.
club.
The oil, is it oil rich?
Managerless.
Are they
But
oil rich?
no, not oil. Okay, I think Saudi Arabia has oil, yeah.
Yeah.
But of course, the billionaires but they're managerless at the moment.
Yeah, so that's an interesting game. Of
Yeah,
course, Patrick Vieira's Crystal Palace are looking really good.
good.
Um, in the last, I think three games, they've really held their own. Despite them, of course, conceding lots of goals, they're not losing. They find a way to
Mhm,
come back, to claw back into the game, and hold on to a draw or something.
mhm,
Shows some
mhm.
character, and some
Yep.
of these players are starting to just hit form. The likes of
Mhm,
Odson Edward.
mhm,
Gallagher is a bit on the low in terms of he had a red hot form at the start of the season, but then he's also
mhm,
finding his foot. But yeah,
mhm.
Crystal Palace generally are looking like a really good team.
Yep.
Newcastle, of course, we know they are going to be a menace. The likes of Saint Maximin and Colin Wilson, Miguel Almiron, Jolinton, they'll always cause problems. But then, of course, let's wait and see. Them being without a manager, maybe they'll be freer to express themselves, and that might benefit their result.
I just
But
have a
yeah,
feeling they're gonna struggle. I have a feeling they're gonna struggle though.
yeah. Okay, let's wait and
Yeah.
see. There's that, and then there's which other game is there? Everton
Everton,
versus
Watford.
Watford. Wow. Okay, that's another one which is quite
I mean,
interesting.
I have a question though. Do you think Sarri has put his stamp in the last 2 weeks on this team? Of course, they conceded 5 against Liverpool, of course, which is not a big surprise. But do you think Sarri has put his not Sarri? I mean Claudio Ranieri has put his stamp on this Watford team yet in this last
No,
few this one week?
but honestly, that was his first game, and he was
Yeah,
appointed during the course
like
of the
2 or 3
week.
days before the game, of course.
Yeah, so I think he only had enough time to come and ask people their names, like, what's your name? Oh, okay. Nice to meet you. And looking forward to work with you. So this Everton game is actually the game that's going to show us what they've been up to in terms
Yep.
of, because it's had a week with the players at least. They would have worked on some drills, some
Mhm.
game management and something like
Mm.
that. Also, Everton are also not at their utmost best.
Mhm.
Still struggling without the marksman, Calvert-Lewin. But I saw Richarlison is back in training. I don't know
Yeah,
if
I
he will
also saw
feature.
that as well.
I
Yeah.
don't know if he will feature any time in this game.
Mhm.
Of course, Richarlison has the potential to be a game changer in
Mhm.
Everton's favor.
A lot.
But also, the Everton players, there are those who are on good form. Doucouré, Townsend,
And Ducru is
Gray.
injured.
Oh, Doucouré is out actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you see, it has that dynamic of being, I think, a 50-50.
Mhm.
That's why actually I was really struggling whether to play Ismail Yassar or not. I
I
had
still
quite a
love Sa.
dilemma.
We love
Eh?
Sa.
I
I
still have
still love
Sa.
Sa.
I didn't get rid of him. But
Okay. Okay.
yeah, so that's going to be an interesting game for sure. I
Mhm.
am
Mhm.
expecting goals. There's no way I'm
Yep.
seeing one team failing to score in that match.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then the next is Leeds versus Wolves. Wow. I mean,
What
this
a
looks like
fixture.
another one of those that's gonna be.
Goal fest, right?
Yeah, it looks like a goal fest. It's
Mhm.
written goal fest all over it.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
course, Leeds will have their talisman Rafinha back, which
Mhm.
will be, of course, a game changer for them as an attacking side. Wolves are already showing us that now they've found their scoring boots, and the goals are coming from all over the place. It's no longer just the Jimenez or Huang, but Saiz is getting in on the score sheet. All these Ruben Neves
Mhm.
goals are starting
Mhm.
to come from other places,
Everywhere.
other places.
Yeah, they
So I think
struggled
they're
for goals
starting to,
actually. They struggled
yeah,
for
they're
goals in the
starting to
beginning of
gel.
the season.
Yeah, they did.
So now at least they're trying to come up, and yeah, they're looking like a good outfit. And just that I think in the last game week we just didn't see the expected goal scorers that we kind of thought would.
Yeah,
But still looking like a very good game. Yeah.
yeah. So definitely one that would be very interesting to watch. After that, we have Burnley. Burnley facing off against Southampton. Yes.
Mhm.
The Saints are, they got their first win actually at home
Yep.
to
Yeah.
Leeds in
One
the
nil.
last
Yep.
game.
Mhm.
And I think you can be rest assured that they are going to build on that win in this game,
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
Saints is the other team that has proven to be defensively sound
Mhm.
so far.
Mhm.
When you look at the caliber of the team and of course where they are in the table, they are quite good defensively in terms of they are not allowing so many goals against them. So even if they lose, it's the odd 1-0 scenario or 2-0 scenario. So they're quite good defensively. Credit to the likes of Livramento, who's having a revelation of a season at Leeds so far.
Mhm. Mhm.
And yeah, I think Burnley are going to have a hard time over there.
Yeah, they will definitely, but I think Burnley are due a win. They're really due because it's been long coming, and it's one of those odd games that you never know. Burnley can just decide to turn up. I don't think they're that kind of team who deserve relegation. I think we have such a strong team for Sean Dyche especially. No, strong in for that standards. for their standards, that's a strong team because they're not one to build on, of course, top players. But again, this is Shondai's team, and he knows it very well. I don't think they're caliber of playing around the relegation zone. They're definitely a mid-table team. They should stand the tables around soon. Probably could be this game.
The Arsenal lineup just came out. The Arsenal lineup was just announced as we speak. And the most interesting change is that Lacazette and Aubameyang are playing together for the first time.
That was expected, though.
That's going to be something to look out for.
Yep.
But okay. I hear you. Burnley are due a win, but
Yeah.
I feel like they are still going to continue to be due a win. And actually, I'm seeing Burnley as one of the contenders for relegation this season. I'm countering your words because I feel like Shondike now, it's time for Shondike to go down. Like his kind of football has been rewarded for too long in the league, Burnley don't offer anything, At least we see with Brentford, you see what they're doing. You see with the likes of Newcastle, maybe they're struggling, but then you can see they have some excitement, they have some flair, they have some. But then Burnley is just there, man. I mean, they need to just go and battle it out in the Champions League, in the Championship. Get a bit of swagger back, and then maybe come back.
Shondike
been
is like
around too long, and
Shondike is like a poor man's Diego Simeone.
Hey, indeed
like
he is.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm rooting for Burnley to get relegated. Actually, I'm over Burnley. I'm like,
okay.
I'm over Burnley.
Let's
All right. So
see.
this is the last match for Saturday. Is going to be Brighton Hove Albion at home against Manchester City. This is another one that I think will surprise many people. I'm seeing some surprises in this game.
Really?
Of course, many of you have tripled up on Man City assets. I don't know if you are seeing a Brighton thrashing, but for me, I'm not seeing a Brighton thrashing. I feel like this is going to be a very difficult game for Man City. It might just be maybe a 1-0 or a 2-0 win, or possibly a draw.
I mean, this is the thing, yeah. Of course, both of these teams love keeping the ball, right? But it's going to definitely be a battle of who's going to keep the ball more, who's going to play their football style a bit more. So yeah, I think it's definitely one to really look into. Of course, this game. I think Man City is too strong for Brighton.
Brighton at home are a different proposition. They somehow, I don't know, they're so difficult to beat at home. Of course, Man City have every tool and every capacity to overcome whatever, hurdles that Brighton put in front of them. But I feel like I don't want to underestimate so much the potential that Brighton have to cause an upset in this game or make it a really difficult game for Man City. So yeah, I guess let's wait and see how that plays out.
Yeah.
Okay, then we can go and look at the games on Sunday.
Yeah, of course.
I think we have
as we look at the games, of course, as the teams just come up, we want to thank everyone who's joined us on this live stream as well on YouTube. So I think please comment down below on some of the thoughts that you have as well on these games. Yep, we can go
games
on
for Sunday. Yeah, there you go. Brentford versus Leicester City. West Ham, Tottenham, Man United, Liverpool. We can start with the Brentford Leicester. That is looking like a very, very,
sweet fixture.
Very tantalizing fixture.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those that of course I think there could be goals, especially Leicester of late have been putting in a number of goals. We could see, of course, against Man United, and of course in the midweek game against Sparta Prague. And scoring a lot of goals, and of course Brentford as well. Of course, haven't been very overwhelming, especially that game against Chelsea. I think they, of course, missed a couple of chances, hit the bar, and all that. So, yeah, it's looking like a very good game, of course, of football. So, I mean, this is one I think I would love to really watch this weekend as we prepare for the feature match.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. I think we've already understood that Brentford, especially at home, are quite a difficult team to play against.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Leicester are showing us that they can score goals. And this
Mm-hmm.
guy, Patson Daka, he scored 4 goals for
I've scored
Leicester in the
4.
Europa League.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he's staking his claim as the Vardy successor in this case in point. And the way many of us have already invested so much in Vardy, maybe we could
But
be in for a rude shock where you find
although on the
Vardy
bright
benched
side,
for Daka.
on the bright side, of course, I think Vardy was rested in that Europa League game. So that's I think that the good news for us FPL managers who probably have him.
Okay. Then we have West Ham against Tottenham. Wow. I think the last 2 games are worthy of being feature matches in one way or another. Of course,
Well,
we
there's
will.
the number 5. There's a mid Europa League feature match. Then there's a Champions League feature match.
Yeah, I think we can put it that way.
Yeah.
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 So West Ham against the Spurs, the Hammers versus the Chickens. Okay, they're just called Spurs, but Spurs. I don't even know what to say about Spurs. I mean, maybe we can go back to the main screen. Spurs are really struggling this season. I mean, you saw what happened in the Conference League. They were beaten by VTs. That's a team somewhere in the. Where is VTs? Is it in Vietnam? I mean, these guys were humbled by. I can't even describe. I think this is the Norwich of somewhere out there. And the inconsistency of that Tottenham side this season is just mind blowing. Today there will be this, tomorrow there will be that.
Yeah.
So we don't know what to expect, but I think West Ham will beat them.
Yeah, of course, especially because West Ham is at home and West Ham are looking good. As well, even the Europa League, you could see, I mean, they're really on fire. Scored 3-0 as well yesterday. So, and they have players who are really on form. Of course, even Antonio is not even on the score sheet yet. He's off form. But now, the goals are coming from everywhere. Defense, from Bowen and also, of course, I think they're a very good team and probably can put Tottenham to the sword, yeah.
Yeah, actually, I'm seeing something like that happening. But then, of course, Harry Kane has a record against West Ham. I think he loves playing against West Ham. I think West Ham appear in the top 3 number of teams that he has scored most against. I don't know if that plays into Tottenham's favor. Of course, Heung-min Son is also one not to write off. He can definitely produce some magic out of nowhere. So I think that is going to be a nice game to watch for sure. Yes, and the feature match. I think this is where Elma comes in. Elma, I wish we had you on the live. You can.
No sooner.
Your comment was just right on time. I wish we had you on the live so that you can tell us about your Man United team. So Man United at home, Old Trafford against Liverpool. That is the feature match, and it is the last game of game week 9, deservedly so that game week 9 ends with a bang. There's a lot that is being said about this game in terms of what people are seeing or predicting will happen in this game. Of course, the Man U diehards are like, Ole Gunnar, after such a terrible run, he always gives them that one thing, that one game that makes sure they extend his contract.
Yeah.
That you remember last season, it was the wins against Man
City, yeah,
and Chelsea.
No, Chelsea was a draw, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, but they were quite unbeaten against these teams, And this guy was like, you get another contract. And so Ole knows when it comes to these games, this is where he earns his job. He doesn't care about the rest. He cares about these ones.
Yeah.
So of course, that I don't know how that plays into the dynamic. And Marcus Rashford is back, and he looks like he's on red hot form. 2 games, 2 goals, and he's looking sharp. If you've seen him play in the last 2 games, he's looking sharp. He's really getting into some good spaces. He's pacey.
Making
He's
runs and all
shooting on
that.
sight. So yeah, and Rashford, of course, is always a thorn in the opposition's flesh. Let's not talk about the GOAT. At this point in time, I think the GOAT is just sightseeing. But he did good in the Champions League
Champions League against
to get them the win
Atalanta.
against Atalanta.
Yeah.
But yeah, Man United are far from the finished article. They are far from the finished article.
This the thing, yeah. I just have a feeling about this. This game has a lot of dynamics to it. It's the history about the game. It's the players, the magnitude of the players in this game. It's the stakes with which, especially for Man United and Ole, the stakes that are there actually for them, and also the stakes for Liverpool to put the stamp as well on the title and the title claims. So there's a lot that's at stake for this game. But again, the history between these two clubs. But this is the thing. Man United is at home, right? So this is of course gonna be a big game. Of course, I'm looking forward to. But Man United are conceding a lot of goals right now. That's the biggest problem for me. And this is the thing about Liverpool. They're conceding far less goals. So I don't think that's why I think the problem is gonna be not that Man United can't win this game, but I think Liverpool definitely deserve to win this game on paper and especially form. They should be winning this game comfortably, especially with the red hot form of Salah, Mane, Firmino now as well, just picking up a hat trick in the previous game, and of course continuing that run in the Champions League as well. So these guys are on red hot form. I don't expect Man United to do anything in that game.
Yeah, but yeah, honestly, I feel the same way. I feel like this is going to be too tough for Man United at this point in time. If Liverpool are on song, then I don't see a way out for Man United.
Varane still injured.
First of all, they don't have Varane, so
yeah.
And you are sending Maguire to deal with to deal with Salah.
Salah.
And you see what he's doing to the likes of Diaz and Laporte and all these people. I mean, this guy is going to be circumcised. But yeah, it could have some surprises for sure. So let's wait and see how it plays out. The big games, they always treat it as a special occasion. It's like in these games, team forget all these things. Like, we don't care if we are not winning. We don't care our form. We don't care. This is a big game. We need to show up.
It's a big game. That's the only hope Man United has to hang on, actually.
Yeah, so let's wait and see. I think it's not all doom and gloom for United fans. So make sure you watch the game, United fans. It might just play out in your favor. All right. I think we can quickly transition to look at our teams in terms of how we have set up for this game week. I'm very curious to see that blunder. And to that end, let's start with my team so that we can finish with these interesting talking points that we have over here from Ideal Guy. So I was hoping not to make a transfer, but
you overthought
last
again.
minute pressure. And I was like, hey, I can't resist. So my transfer was just that one transfer of taking out Martin Odegaard, and I brought in Mbeumo in his place. Yeah, I feel like I wouldn't want to miss out on anything that Mbeumo does, because this guy, he's bound to just get the goal sooner or later. He's just unlucky. He's just unlucky. And he's a midfielder who is deployed as a second striker. You couldn't have it any good.
Yep.
So I was just like, Odegaard is dead weight at this point in time in my team. So why not just... and the dilemma was actually whether to start Sa or Mbeumo. Because, of course, I have Vardy, and I didn't want two players playing the same match, but I couldn't avoid it. So I just went for Mbeumo. Other than that, the other big decision was to start Livramento and bench Kieran Tierney. Of late, of course, Kieran has not been so encouraging. And in the last game, he had a chance to score, which he didn't take. And Livramento, I've been missing out on Livramento's points just on the bench right there. And I also didn't want to have too many double ups because I already have Smith Rowe in the game. So I figured Tierney was the worthy sacrifice. Other than that, the team is pretty much the same. As you can see, I still have Cristiano Ronaldo in my team. Actually, the original plan was to transfer out Ronaldo for Lukaku, but then Lukaku got shot. He got shot in the course of the week. And I decided to keep Ronaldo. If United have a chance of doing something against Liverpool, I'm expecting Ronaldo will have something to say about that.
Yeah, of course. Sometimes he is a big game player. Of course, he likes bullying the smaller teams, but he's that type of player who
No, I think
want to
the
put on a show.
older version of him is proving to be a small game player. Actually,
yeah,
it's not like it's not like his prime version.
Yeah, but you never know. I mean, this is a guy who can do anything against any team. When he's on his day, he can just do that thing. So probably that's the hope you're hanging on to, right?
Let me tell you, this would be the best time for him to do something. You know, now
Because
everyone has gotten rid of him. Everyone has gotten rid of him. So for him to just give me some 2 goals is going to be the juiciest redemption.
You mean 2 points? Oh, you mean 2 points?
2 goals. 2 goals. 2 goals and or a hat trick. Or a hat trick.
There we're done.
That is going to be sweet redemption. Sweet redemption, I tell you.
You'd have killed us up, bro.
Yeah, so that's my team. Still, I think so far 10. Actually, I think I have a. This is a record for myself so far. 9 game weeks in, and I've not taken a single hit. I mean, never before. That's a very tight team. What do you mean by tight? Is it like it's really good tight, or it's hard to beat? You know.
Oh, it's tight on points. It's gonna be tight.
Yeah, the points are going to be so tight. Please help us there with your vocabulary. Oh, I didn't see his name actually. I should have. McV. Thank you for your comment, McV. Thank you for your comments. Yeah, so that's my team. Yeah, looking forward to some great points.
Yeah, I mean, let's just go to mine, but yeah, because man, I think this is that kind of week. I just hope I don't regret it. Of course, first things first. From my previous team, you can see Lukaku is out, obviously, but this is the thing, yeah. I was planning to go differential for this game week, up to game week. Actually around 14, I was planning on a Kane transfer.
Yeah.
This is the thing. So I had an exact amount for Kane to Lukaku last night. Yeah. And I'm like, you know what? No, making a last minute transfer is not the best thing to do. Let me just hold. Goodness.
And then
so this evening,
Kane's price went down.
This evening,
value went down.
This evening, I'm speaking with Junior, right? I was with Junior. I'm like, hey, bro, what transfers are you trying to make? I'm like, I want to make Kane before the deadline and all that. So I go and I'm like, I mean, just see, I'm making a transfer now. What?
What happened?
0.1 less. I was done out here.
Kane's price went up, right?
No, Lukaku's price went down.
Lukaku's price went
so I have 0.1 less. Goodness, I was done by there. And I just
you were forced into the Vardy train.
I just had to just get onto Vardy because there's nothing more out there for us. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just hoping he blanks like the next 3 games that I don't forget because.
No, but actually, I also really thought about the Kane transfer. Ronaldo out for Kane, and I really looked at it, and I looked at the games. Okay, Ronaldo has Liverpool, Kane has West Ham, and then in the next game they are playing each other, Kane and Ronaldo. You know, and then after that, then Ronaldo has a difficult fixture against Man City, and I think Kane also has another difficult fixture. So when you look at the next 3 games, like I really struggle to see what gives Kane really the upper hand over Ronaldo in this scenario. I really struggle to see. And especially in that game where they are facing off against each other, I feel like it's in favor of Man United and Ronaldo than Kane, in a way. So that's what swayed the decision for me. And I was like, yes, I want Kane, but I think I'll get him a bit later. Not at this point in time. But Vardy is a good option. That's not a blunder. If that's what you're calling a blunder,
no, like I'm just praying. That's why I said I'm praying it's not a blunder because goodness. Of course, let's just get back to my
Vardy is now the most owned forward, one of the most owned forwards. So if he fails, everyone fails. So you're good. Let's see the rest of your team.
Yeah, let's see the rest of the team. Anyways, there's not really much to talk about. Of course, I still went to the 4-3-3. Rafinha is back into the team. I decided to bench Grealish because I'm not sure about his starting. Of course, but I expect. Of course, I decided to give the armband to Salah. Because who would have captain Salah?
Talk about that.
Yeah, so of course I'm risking on Rhys James, risking high, because now we're looking at Tuchel Roulette, So that's So, but of course, same team. Looking forward to how this team would perform, but I'm just a bit nervous though.
Okay, I like the Huang differential at this point in time. Of course, this is one of those that is a 50-50. If you see a goal, it can either be Huang or Jimenez. And I will be praying it's not Huang, and you'll be praying it's not Jimenez.
That's right, yeah.
But pretty solid team right there. Let's wait and see. I think for you, when you see that Brighton team scoring, you're going to shed tears.
But this is the thing, yeah. This is the thing. You saw Cancelo in the midweek, and how what a goal threat that guy is. He's not only just a defender. He's not only just a defender. Assist rate, his XA and XG are quite high. So I think the only problem is Laporte.
Cancelo is a template. At this point in time, Cancelo is template. So you are not necessarily benefiting over many other people if Cancelo performs. But then you see your swing point there is Laporte, because if he starts and they keep a clean sheet, then of course you get the clean sheet from Cancelo as well as his attacking returns and Laporte. But if he misses out or if they lose the clean sheet, then you're exposed.
Yeah, but let's see. I'm not too worried about Laporte though. Especially in the last game Diaz was benched, got guys 1 point, and Laporte played.
Laporte actually is coming into the play in Okay, so I think lastly that's the captain conversation. Of course, at this point in time is way past the deadline, but then we're just talking about who has been captained the most. And I think some people have gone captain Kai Havertz, because Kai Havertz is looking like the guy who will benefit from Lukaku and Timo Werner injury. And of course, that can really, really, really prove to be brilliant in terms of he has the fixture to do something good. And Kai Havertz can hit the brace or the hat-trick if afforded the opportunities. But then, of course, like you said, Tuchel Roulette, we don't really know what to expect from that lineup. We don't really know, what the plan is in that team. So it can be a bit of too big of a risk, captaining Havertz. But he's one of the captain options for game week 9. Of course, the other differential, I don't know if it's differential, but some people are going captain Kane as well against West Ham. I was telling you actually, backing on that form that he has against West Ham, the record that he has against West Ham, and knowing that these guys need to put up a performance. Of course, Kane is definitely one to look out for, and Kane can be devastating for those who've captained him if he's on his his day in his right mind or mood.
Brace hat-trick.
He can give you the, he can make the rest of us cringe. So a risky differential captain option, but a good one. It makes sense,
It makes sense.
And then there are those who have also gone for Captain Vardy. I don't know what you think about Vardy as a captain option against Brentford. I think I've lost you there. Yeah, I was just saying there are guys who have gone for Captain Vardy as a differential option, which is also a bit risky. Okay, it's both ways because Vardy is the top scoring forward at this point in time in the season. Granted, meaning he's outperforming Ronaldo, Lukaku, Kane, Aubameyang, all these people, he's outperforming them. So the same way Salah is on red hot form as a midfielder, Vardy is on red hot form as a forward. So you're justified, of course, to give him the armband and Brentford are not necessarily, of course, Premier League, established. So even though they are on a good run of form, something can happen and they can be humbled, like a 3-0, 4-0 scoreline, it can happen. So Captain Vardy is also a good option. But I think for majority of us, as you've seen even in our teams, myself and Ideal Guy as well, we settled for Captain Salah. And I think this was just a good case of if it's not broken, why fix it? If it's not broken, why fix it? Sometimes I guess we really overthink so much. And when you look at Salah this season, honestly, there was no reason whatsoever to take the captain armband from him, even if he's coming up against Manchester United, because Salah is having the form of his life. He's playing football like he has never before. The level of confidence that he's showing in the game is absolutely insane. Ideal Guy, you're back?
Yep.
Okay, I was just talking about why I decided to stay with Captain Salah and why you also decided to stay with Captain Salah. And I was saying that at this point in time, the mantra is if it's not broken, there's no need to fix it, And then Salah is proving to be, in the form of his life. His confidence is sky high. I don't think there's a player in the game at this point in time who can match Salah for confidence. And you can tell by the things that he attempts and executes in the pitch, he's just instinctive and he's just vibing off of the football, and that tells you this is a man at the peak of his powers.
And at this point, he's fixture proof.
Yeah, at this point, he's really fixture proof. And Man United, the capacity in which they are conceding goals, their defense is in shambles. Even if they have a chance of winning, they would have to win this game like 3-2 or something like that, because there's no way they're stopping Liverpool from scoring.
There's no way.
So I felt like, I don't think and I think majority of the managers have. Salah will still be the most captain player for game week 9. But then, of course, the differential managers are just like holding on to their horses, because if Salah blanks and all those other captain options hit, then it's green arrows all the way. It's green arrows all the way for you.
For us, we'll be just looking at red arrows the whole week.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those. All right, so that's basically it. That's all we're looking forward to for game week 9. I can't wait for us to meet back here and do the review show, see how things played out. It's going to be an interesting game week. Football field weekend. And it starts now with Arsenal against Aston Villa. This is a good game. I think we're just going to go to our Fantasy Football Zone page on the Instagram and do a live watch along, where we'll just watch the game together. And of course, we usually watch and we talk later. So we're like, why postpone the talking to later? We can just watch and talk as we watch. So if you have time, if you're catching the game, you can jump off to our Instagram page and catch us live as we try and catch the Arsenal-Aston Villa game. And we'll just doing an IG live for fun's sake. I mean, why not, right? So thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thank you so much for your company. And see you on the next one. Fantasy Football Zone, Dinosaurus, signing out.
Ideal Guy, peace. Thank you so much, Lou. Okay. Good luck. Good luck to you, Elmo.
All
We're
right.
out.